Our final presentation of this year's LCAP. So the LCAP, as a reminder, it's a 3-year plan. We're in year 2 of this 3-year plan. The state requires that we cover 3 areas. We cover conditions of learning, engagement, and student outcomes. And within these 3 core areas of this system, there's 8 state priorities that we must cover: basic services, state standards, parental involvement, pupil achievement, pupil engagement, course access, and other pupil outcomes. And I'm going to go over right now how our goals cover these 8 areas. So we have 3 goals in the district: systematic closure of the opportunity gaps. Goal 2 is instruction and curriculum efficacy. And goal 3 is 21st century outcomes and stakeholder communication. So goal 1 addresses, again, systematic closure of opportunity gaps, and our focus here is graduating our students college and career ready with 21st century skills of communication, citizenship, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity, all within a district-wide one-to-one learning environment. And you can see down below that this goal addresses priority 1, 4, 5, 7, and 8. When we focus on our goals, we have specific actions that we are taking part in throughout the year to meet the goal. So some examples these are all of our actions here, but examples, I won't read the whole list, are high school experience, implementation of Common Core standards, career and technical education, EL progress and strategic support, and support for English learners, foster, and low-income students. And then we have particular metrics that we have chosen to measure growth on our actions. And some of these metrics include the teaching of lessons in English language development and the reclassification of English learners, increasing student proficiency through evaluation of state and local assessment. Some of the metrics here relate specific to the high school, such as students earning a 3.0 GPA or higher, decreasing the DF grades, UC A to G completion, and advanced placement course completion, and then maintaining clean and up-to-date facilities across K-12. Goal 2, instruction and curriculum efficacy, addresses instructional leadership and teaching excellence in all classrooms, all focused on research-validated practices. This goal addresses priorities 1, 2, and 6. Actions under this goal involve professional development, student and staff wellness, programs and services for unduplicated pupils and students with exceptional needs, and 21st century learning experiences. Metrics used to measure our actions are implementation of Common Core standards, decreasing suspension and expulsion rates, one-to-one Chromebooks, and teachers appropriately credentialed. Our last goal, goal 3, addresses 21st century outcomes and stakeholder communication. Here the focus is on high quality education, positive parent relationships, a 21st century educational program, all within our rapidly expanding student population. And here you'll see goal 3 addresses priorities 3, 5, and 8. Actions within goal 3 are providing technology to the classrooms, both teachers and students, communications with parents, parent input and involvement, and particularly parental participation of students with exceptional needs, English learners, foster, and low income. And metrics measuring our progress on actions are parent, student, and staff surveys, parent engagement and involvement within school functions, and then regular evaluation of our district technology plan. So as I mentioned before, this is a 3-year plan. We are finishing year 2 of this plan. So next year we will be finishing the 3rd year and writing the new plan. So next year is a great year. This plan, yes, these are old because this plan's focused on 2025 data. We already are starting to get some of our CASP data in, but it's more at site level. We don't have a district number yet. But as of last year, our students grew 1.37% in ELA, 5.15 in science, and 2.25 in math. So here's where we're looking at our subgroups, and over on the left-hand side, you see here this 48.82%. That is overall ELA proficiency for the state. The 40.57% is overall proficiency in ELA for the county. And here Lammersville is at 75.71% proficient and advanced in ELA. Now, when we look across to the right, this is now how our subgroups did. And we look at our subgroups, while yes, they are underperforming compared to Lammersville overall, we can see their comparison in some instances where they are scoring at or above what the state and county are scoring. Here, our Black African American subgroup is outperforming county nearly at the state average. Hispanic is outperforming both state and county. And then our socioeconomically disadvantaged students are outperforming both overall state and county. You can see in the green and that turquoise and, I used to have one, white also is outperforming both state and county. The green, the turquoise, and that other dark blue, that's our English learners, our long-term English learners, and our students with disabilities are still underperforming state and county. So when we look at math overall for the state, 37.30% advanced and proficient, 29.87% advanced and proficient for the county, and then Lammersville, 71.74%. Looking at our subgroups, you can see that our Black African American outperformed both overall state and overall county. English learners outperformed county. Hispanic and socioeconomically disadvantaged both outperformed overall state, overall county, and then our white population outperformed state and county. Again, you can see our LTELs in the turquoise and our students with disabilities in that blue are lower compared to our other subgroups. Something to note, I should have noted this in the ELA slide. Remember, this LTEL and students with disabilities are not apples to apples every year, because as those students gain proficiency on particular criteria, they're exited out of their program. So one year we could have an LTEL, that child is exited out, and then they won't be in the next year's number. So it's not really a true year to year to look at those numbers. For science, overall state, 32.66% advanced and proficient. Overall county, 26.04%. We see Lammersville, 65.95% advanced and proficient in science. And then looking at our subgroups, our Black African American, again, outperformed state and county. Hispanic outperformed state and county. Socioeconomically disadvantaged and white both outperformed state and county, with our English learners, LTELs, and students with disabilities still below that mark compared to other subgroups. So when we look at our LCAP, we do need to report out on our budget to actual. So when we look at our 25-26 budget for Goal 1, we had budgeted $48,311,937, and at mid-year, we were at $25,152,918. The difference here is due to safety expenses that hadn't cleared yet, and then we over-budgeted for substitutes for professional development that we didn't need. So part of our budget is budgeting for new hire. We don't know how many we're going to hire, but we need to budget for the subs. Goal 2, budget to actual 25-26 budget, $5,052,760. Mid-year, $2,299,322. And that was due to substitutes for walking and talking that weren't used, and student interns. And then the last goal is Goal 3, $409,328 was budgeted, 124 was spent, 124,000 was spent, and this was directly related to special education transportation. Any questions or feedback? This is the last presentation. Well, no, I think I might have one more in June. Almost the last presentation we'll have on this LCAP. We will have new data in 26-27.
Thank you. I mean, I love how concise the presentation is, and I know we've heard it many times, but it's good information, especially when you look at our test score results. So we're doing a great job, and that's kudos to district staff and our teachers and everybody who plays a role in the education of our students. Thank you.
So the next step is there's going to be a special board meeting on a Monday in June. And that allows the board to do a public hearing for the budget and to hear a last piece of the LCAP process. And then it goes forward for full approval at the board meeting on the Wednesday after that Monday.
So will that meeting so right now we're reporting sort of mid-year expenses. Will that have the end-of-year expenses? So those two numbers with proposed and actuals will be closer.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I always like to ask some new question every time I hear this presentation. For the long-term English learners, is the CASP offered in other languages?
It is, but it's if the instruction is taught in that language. So they can't take the language in their home language or a language they might be proficient in because it's a language issue. It would be if some school districts offer dual
Like an
language
immersion,
programs.
If they're oh, got it. Okay. All right. And do we think that understanding of the instructions is what hinders a lot of those students?
It could be. If they've been in the country less than a year, they don't have to take the ELA, the English, but they do have to take the math.
Right,
And
which
the
is
math is not just numbers. So the directions, yes, but each one of the questions is very detailed.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And that concludes our District Advisory Committee meeting. We are now adjourned at 6:30. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time.